Have you ever looked around and wondered, why does aging hit some people like a truck, but others just keep going strong, like nothing can stop them? If you're over 60, you've probably noticed it. One neighbor needs help getting up the stairs. Another one still walks 2 miles a day. One needs 5 pills to get through breakfast. Another hasn't seen a doctor in years. And the difference? It's not luck. It's not genetics. It's the choices we make every single day. Let me be real with you. Right now in America, the average 85-year-old takes over 6 prescription medications daily, and nearly 60% of seniors above age 65 live with 2 or more chronic diseases. That means for many, every day feels like a battle just to get by. But here's the thing that might shock you. There are people, real people, who are aging with 0 health problems. No sickness, no pills, no weakness, just freedom. And I want to show you exactly how they're doing it. Today, I'm going to share the 6 powerful habits that helped one incredible man stay completely illness-free for nearly 3 decades. He's 85 years old, still drives, still lives alone, and still enjoys his life without relying on anyone. And these aren't vague wellness tips. They're backed by science, longevity studies, and real-world evidence from people just like you who refuse to give in to the stereotype of old age. But here's the catch. If you miss even one of these habits, you might not get the same life-changing results. That's why I urge you to watch this video till the end. Every second matters. Before we dive into today's valuable content, I want to start with a virtual handshake and get to know you better. Could you please take a moment to introduce yourself in the comments below? What's your name, and where are you joining me from today? I'm thrilled to be part of this amazing community of older adults who are taking charge of their health and well-being. Your engagement and feedback mean the world to me. If you enjoy practical, easy-to-apply tips for living a longer, healthier, and more independent life, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that we can stay connected and support each other on this journey to vibrant aging. Now let's start with the first habit, and believe me, this one will hit home. James is 85 years old and lives in a small town in South Carolina. He's the kind of guy you don't forget. Always smiling, always walking with purpose. Every morning, at 6 a.m., rain or shine, he walks to the end of his street, stretches and waves at every neighbor who passes by. You might think he's just being friendly, but this routine is a secret weapon. Daily early morning movement, especially outdoors, is one of the strongest immune system boosters for older adults. Harvard researchers found that just 20-30 minutes of outdoor walking in the morning sunlight helps regulate sleep hormones, reduces inflammation, and even increases natural killer cell activity in seniors. That means your body becomes better at fighting viruses, infections, and chronic inflammation. James says he hasn't had a cold since the 1990s, and honestly, I believe him. So I'll ask you this. When was the last time you made morning movement a non-negotiable part of your day? The second habit is all about gut power. You might not feel it, but your digestive system controls over 70% of your immune system. That's right. Your gut is your body's command center when it comes to fighting off illness. The problem: as we age, our gut bacteria diversity shrinks. That means fewer defenses, slower digestion, and a weaker immune response. But the solution is simple. Eat 1 fermented food daily. Just 1. It could be plain yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, or miso. According to a Stanford University study, adults over 60 who added just 1 serving of fermented foods a day had significantly fewer markers of inflammation in their blood after 8 weeks. Fewer aches, fewer sniffles, stronger immune defense. Isn't it amazing how something so small can do so much? What's your favorite fermented food? And are you eating it daily? Now here's a strange truth about aging. It's not your body that fails first. It's often your thirst. As we get older, the part of our brain that senses dehydration becomes dull. That's why many seniors walk around mildly dehydrated without even realizing it. But here's where it gets dangerous. Chronic dehydration is linked to confusion, UTIs, constipation, and even heart strain. This third habit is shockingly simple. Drink 4 ounces of water every hour while awake. Not a giant glass, just a small one. Set a timer if you have to. Keep a cup near your favorite chair. The Mayo Clinic warns that just a 2% drop in hydration can cause memory lapses and low energy in seniors. And guess what? That tired feeling we think is just part of aging is often just thirst. So let me ask you, how much water have you had today? If this video has helped you so far, please type yes in the comment section. If not, type no. This will help us create more valuable health content that meets your exact needs. Let's take a deep breath together for a second. This video is not just a lesson, it's a connection, a movement. We're in this together, and your voice, your experiences, your tips, they matter deeply to this community. So if you've learned something already, or you just want others to know they're not alone, please take a second to like this video or leave a comment. Even just writing, "I'm trying this," could be the encouragement someone else needs to get their life back. You have no idea how much you help when you share. Habit number 3 is perhaps the most underestimated by seniors, yet it holds incredible power when done consistently: hydration and nutrient-dense eating. And I'm not talking about just drinking any fluid. I'm talking about strategic hydration, water that supports cellular health, combined with foods that feed your organs, your bones, and even your brain. When Margaret was 57, she collapsed from dizziness in her garden. After a full hospital check, she wasn't found to have any disease, but the doctor told her she was chronically dehydrated and lacking basic minerals. That was her wake-up call. Since then, she's made hydration a daily ritual. As we age, our sense of thirst naturally declines. That means by the time you feel thirsty, you're already behind. And the consequences? Dehydration in older adults can lead to urinary tract infections, kidney stones, confusion, constipation, and even falls. Yes, falls, because when your electrolytes are low and your blood pressure dips, your balance and alertness suffer. Margaret starts her day with a glass of warm water and lemon. She adds cucumbers and mint to her mid-morning bottle. And she eats water-rich fruits like watermelon, oranges, and grapes daily. She also avoids sugary sodas and limits caffeine that drains the body's hydration. No surprise, she hasn't had a single urinary tract infection or kidney scare in over 25 years. Now, it's your turn. How many glasses of water do you drink a day, truly? And are you balancing it with electrolyte-rich fruits and minerals? I'd love to hear your hydration strategy in the comments. If this video has helped you so far, please type yes in the comments section. If not, type no. This will help us create more valuable health content that meets your exact needs. Let's now move into habit number 4, and this one might surprise you. Margaret protects her brain by using it daily. She doesn't just rely on crossword puzzles or word games, although she does enjoy them. What she really does is engage her mind in creative and purposeful ways. Every morning, she writes a letter. Not a text, not a voice note. A handwritten letter, sometimes to herself, sometimes to her children or grandchildren, sometimes to her local newspaper. She says it keeps her thoughts organized and her memory sharp. The aging brain craves stimulation. According to studies by the Alzheimer's Association, seniors who actively challenge their brains by learning new skills or expressing themselves creatively show up to a 47% reduced risk of developing dementia. That's not small, that's almost half. And the reason? Activities like writing, storytelling, painting, or learning a new language stimulate the brain's neuroplasticity, its ability to form new pathways, even in your 80s or 90s. Margaret also reads one chapter of a new book every night and discusses it weekly with a small neighborhood reading group. What do you do every day to keep your brain alive and alert? Have you tried writing letters, journaling, or learning something completely new? Share your experiences or struggles below so others can learn from you. Now here's habit number 5, and it's one of the reasons Margaret still drives with full confidence at 85. She moves her body daily in a way that keeps her joints young and her muscles strong, but not in the way most people think. She doesn't go to the gym. She doesn't run marathons. Margaret walks, stretches, and lifts small weights, like grocery bags and water jugs, every single day as part of her lifestyle, not as a chore. That's the key. Here's the truth. After age 60, adults can lose up to 3 to 5% of their muscle mass per decade if they're inactive. That's not just about strength. It's about metabolism, blood sugar control, posture, and independence. According to a 2023 study published in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy, seniors who engaged in 20 to 30 minutes of daily functional strength training, like walking, squatting, or even standing on one foot, had a 65% lower chance of experiencing a fall or needing mobility assistance. Margaret stands on one foot while brushing her teeth. She does shoulder circles while waiting for her tea to boil. She bends her knees 10 times before she sits in her chair. That's her exercise. And it works. What small movements are you incorporating into your day? Do you have a favorite walk path, a stretching routine, or just a simple bodyweight move that helps you stay agile? Before we dive into today's valuable content, I want to start with a virtual handshake and get to know you better. Could you please take a moment to introduce yourself in the comments below? What's your name and where are you joining me from today? I'm thrilled to be part of this amazing community of older adults who are taking charge of their health and well-being. Your engagement and feedback mean the world to me. If you enjoy practical, easy-to-apply tips for living a longer, healthier, and more independent life, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that we can stay connected and support each other on this journey to vibrant aging. Let's now uncover habit number 6, the most powerful one of all, Margaret's mindset and emotional resilience. This is the invisible habit that holds all the others together, and yet it's often the most overlooked. You see, Margaret has a morning ritual that she's followed for over 40 years. Before she does anything, she sits quietly and speaks 3 things she's grateful for out loud. Rain or shine, good days or bad, she does it every single morning. She says it resets her mood and prepares her heart for joy instead of stress. Here's the science behind it. Research from the Yale School of Public Health showed that seniors who held positive beliefs about aging, believing aging can mean growth, freedom, and contribution, lived an average of 7.5 years longer than those with negative aging beliefs. That's a bigger impact than exercising regularly or even quitting smoking. Yes, your mindset about aging literally influences how long and how well you live. Margaret doesn't say, "I'm too old for this." She says, "Let me try something new today." That's emotional resilience. That's power. She also forgives quickly, avoids holding grudges, and keeps a small, strong circle of friends she speaks to weekly. Emotional loneliness, feeling like no one understands you, is one of the top risk factors for early death after 60. But Margaret's made it a habit to call one friend or family member daily, sometimes just to say, "I'm thinking of you." That's it. She spreads warmth, and it comes back to her in ways she never expected. Last winter, when her pipes froze, 4 neighbors came to help her, unasked. That's the magic of a healthy mindset and social heart. Now, I'd love to hear from you. When you wake up, what's the first thought you tell yourself? Is it stress or gratitude? Share your honest truth in the comments. You may inspire someone else to shift their mindset today. If this video is bringing you value so far, I invite you to take one moment right now, hit the thumbs up button and share it with one person you care about. One click could spark change in someone's life. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell. There are more life-changing habits coming in our next episodes. Now, let's zoom out and reflect on how these habits fit together like puzzle pieces. Margaret is 85 and still drives, not because she has perfect genes, but because she built a lifestyle that supports her independence from the inside out. Let's go back through them briefly. She protects her sleep like a treasure. She eats real food from the earth. She hydrates and fuels her body with purpose. She sharpens her brain every day like a knife. She moves her joints, muscles, and core in small, deliberate ways, and she lifts her spirit with gratitude and connection. That's not luck. That's design. That's habit. So here's the big question. Which one of these habits do you already in practice, and which one will you start this week? Let's get practical. Choose one. Is it drinking more water, taking a morning walk, writing down something you're grateful for? Post your answer below and tag it My Margaret Habit. Let's build a community of strong seniors making smart choices. There's something else Margaret believes that I want to share with you. She once told me, growing older isn't about what you lose. It's about discovering what matters most. And that's why she doesn't fear aging. She welcomes it because she's prepared for it. Are you? In part 4 of this video, we're going to break down the exact weekly schedule Margaret follows, how she manages doctor visits, what supplements, if any, she uses, and how her spiritual routine keeps her centered in tough times. We'll also answer the question, what should seniors absolutely avoid doing every morning after age 70? You don't want to miss this. But before we go there, let me ask you something personal. Have you ever thought about what your life could look like at 85? Are you planning for strength, or are you just hoping for luck? This is your moment to choose, not just to age, but to age well. And I believe in you because you're here, learning, growing, and taking action. That already makes you different from most. Now go ahead, drop your My Margaret habit in the comments, hit like, and make sure you're subscribed for part 4 of this powerful series. We're just getting started. Let's now look at something truly eye-opening, Margaret's weekly schedule. This is where everything comes together. You might think she spends all day relaxing or just doing crossword puzzles, but that's far from the truth. Margaret's week is balanced with purpose, connection, activity, and recovery. She treats her schedule like a gentle blueprint, not strict, but intentional. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Margaret does her 15-minute morning stretch routine and then spends 30 minutes on her porch garden. Getting sun in the morning helps reset her circadian rhythm, boosts vitamin D, and reduces inflammation. Studies have shown that seniors who get 15 minutes of sunlight between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. have significantly improved sleep quality and lower depression risk. That's why she prioritizes outdoor exposure early in the day. Tuesdays and Thursdays are her social and service days. Margaret makes phone calls to 3 people, whether it's her niece, her old neighbor, or someone from her book club. She even sends handwritten letters. This simple act of giving attention to others lowers her blood pressure. Yes, that's a real effect. According to a Carnegie Mellon study, older adults who maintain at least 3 social connections per week show stronger immune responses and faster wound healing. On Saturdays, she does her grocery shopping on foot. She lives a 15-minute walk from the store, and she carries her groceries back herself using a wheeled cart. This isn't just convenience, it's built-in exercise. Margaret doesn't need a treadmill. Her life is her gym. Sunday is her deep rest day. She reads, she sits with her feet up, she plays slow music, she writes a reflection about her week in a little journal, always ending with the phrase, "What did I do well?" That small act of self-recognition builds self-esteem and reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that fuels disease. How about you? What does your week look like? Is there a simple habit you can borrow from Margaret's schedule? Maybe a morning walk, a phone call to an old friend, or journaling your small wins? I'd love to hear what you'll try this week. Let us know in the comments. Your answer could be the inspiration someone else needs right now. Now let's touch briefly on supplements. Margaret takes only 3 daily supplements after confirming with her doctor. She takes a D3 supplement, 1000 IU daily, because after age 70, our skin produces 75% less vitamin D from sun exposure. She also takes magnesium glycinate at night to improve sleep and support muscle function. Lastly, she includes a probiotic to help maintain gut health, which directly impacts immune function and even mood. She avoids fads, no megadoses, no mystery, powders. Margaret's philosophy: if I wouldn't feed it to my great-grandchild, I won't take it myself. That's wisdom worth sharing. Speaking of things to avoid, here's something you might be doing every morning that could be hurting your body after 70. It's simple but shocking. Standing up too quickly after waking. After a long night lying flat, your blood pools in the lower half of your body. Jumping out of bed suddenly can cause dizziness, even fainting, and that's how most morning falls happen. Margaret always sits at the edge of the bed for 90 seconds, stretches her arms and breathes deeply before standing. That's one habit that has likely saved her more than once. So I ask you, how do you get out of bed in the morning? Fast and rushed, or slow and stable? Have you ever felt a head rush after standing up too quickly? Let's talk about it in the comments so we can learn from each other. Here's something beautiful to consider before we close this powerful journey together. Margaret told me once, most people think aging is about trying not to die. But for me, it's been about choosing how I live. That line stuck with me, and maybe it will with you too. It's a shift in mindset that makes all the difference. Aging with grace, power, and health isn't about being lucky. It's about creating the right environment inside your body, your mind, and your home. These 6 habits are not just checkboxes. They are doors. Doors that lead to energy, clarity, safety, and dignity. If you've ever doubted whether your daily choices matter, let this video be your answer. They do. Every sip of water, every walk in the sun, every peaceful night's sleep, every act of kindness, every deep breath you take. These are the investments that build a strong, beautiful future for you. And that's what Seniors Health 24 is here to remind you of every single week.